When it comes to major sporting events to attend in your lifetime, the Ryder Cup absolutely is one of them, even if you aren't the biggest golf fan. I've been fortunate enough to go to both the European Ryder Cup and an American Ryder Cup, and I find it just absolutely mind-blowing how cool these events are. Now, if you were to choose between going to either one of them, I would suggest going to a European hosted one, and the reasons for this are pretty simple. First up, the European one is just more affordable. I mean, the Ryder Cup is a pretty expensive experience, especially when you're traveling on the Rand, but the ones hosted in Europe are just slightly more doable. Next up, the crowds. European fans are the absolute best. With so many influencers, often spearheaded by jovial Irish fans, they become a draw card in themselves at these events. From the cheers to the general banter between shots, a true European Ryder Cup fan is also just an amazing guy to have a beer with. The Americans aren't as much. I mean, they have their own qualities and shouldn't all be grouped with the drunks that shout abuse at the players, but they just aren't what the Europeans are. There's a slight sub-dynamic here in that the American fans that do travel to the European events are slightly more enjoyable to be around and are more knowledgeable, but then that just stacks up to the argument that the European hosted Ryder Cup is the one to really get to. Granted, I've only been to the last two where it was at Marcus Simeone and Bethpage Black, but the viewing experience at Marcus Simeone was incredibly different and better than at Bethpage. As this is a massively popular event with tens of thousands of people converging on only a few holes of action per time, viewing will obviously be a little bit difficult. And you simply can't just follow people around the course. I mean, if you do, you'll live in a world of being 3 or 4 deep in the crowds. And even if you do get a spot near the action, once you get the players coming towards you, they're sort of inside the ropes entourage are mostly going to block your view anyway. The other option is to then sit in the stands at various places in the course to try and get some action, but you're going to have to be there about 3 hours or 4 hours before just so you can get a spot, which naturally has its own drawbacks. The European Ryder Cup just seem to appreciate this more, with greater fan areas around the course, with accessible bar areas too, and natural collection spots with big screens, and atmospheres of their own, wherever you're watching the play from. Anyway, whichever Ryder Cup you choose to go to, the first tee experience is an absolute must-do. There is just nothing like it in golf, and I would argue there's actually few things in all of sport that can sort of match and rival the atmosphere here. These seats can either be paid for through special additional packages, or you can try and get there at the crack of dawn as the gates open and run for a spot. Another way of experiencing the first tee with general admission tickets is to camp out there in between the morning and the afternoon tee times. So basically, about 3 hours or so before the afternoon pairings go off, find a spot there and just sit and wait for all the action to happen around you. For the absolute best way to do the Ryder Cup, I reckon you need to make it a 3-day adventure. Taking a practice round so you can get really accustomed to the golf course and obviously get good access to players. And then on either the Friday or the Saturday, do the first tee experience the way I described it. And then on the last day on the singles, now with all the knowledge you've got of the course and where to go, you can then follow the play a bit more because it is a bit more stretched out. I mean, obviously everyone is on the golf course at the same time. So Sunday is the one day where you can really cover on the course. Ryder Cup 2027, Adair Manor, that is your next chance to go to a Ryder Cup. It's going to be in Ireland. It's going to be an incredible event. If you are looking to go or you want to get more information around this, follow me on my social media channels. I'm going to be creating more content pieces around the Ryder Cup and why you simply have to go to one of these in your lifetime.